In the machining and welding industries in Waukesha County, there's a high demand for our graduates. This demand is well documented, and annually we have over 700 postings in Tech Connect for our students. The problem is we only have about 200 students in these program areas. So the vision behind the TAACCCT grant was to expand our enrollments in our high demand programs of machining and welding.
So more recently, with the improvement in business conditions and with Bruno's growth, we needed to continue to hire those folks. And the good news was, with the timing of the TAACCCT grant and our needs, it really dovetailed with filling those positions that we needed. And in fact, in the last 3 years, we've hired another 25 people who have gone through either the welding or the CNC curriculum at WCTC.
The TAA grant helped me come back to school. It allowed me to take on a brand new profession. Originally, I was in the accounting field, and I worked in customer service. Unfortunately, it wasn't working out for me because I realized it wasn't my environment, and I had a couple years at a previous company, and when they terminated employees, I was put as a dislocated worker, and that's how I received the TAA grant. So when I was given the opportunity to come back to school, I decided to do something completely different and came back for welding. And my experience here has just been amazing. Everything's been covered.
I'm receiving the Wisconsin GI Bill. It's taking care of the tuition as well as giving me a building and housing allowance, which has allowed me to pretty much focus on school and not have to worry about the expenses involved with school.
For the extra sections, that's meant a lot, because what we've noticed is that it's brought more students into the college and into our program that were probably unaware of us, or they were aware of us, and because we had a limited amount of sections, they could not get in. So then if they would wait, they might find a different path to take. Once they come out here, they see what we offer, and we hook them, so to speak. And they really realize what a wonderful learning experience this is, and they want to expand on that. They want to take it a little bit further. So by having these extra sections in my area has made a huge impact.
The TAA grant, what it is, it offered up more seats to our students to be able to be into our classrooms, which normally wouldn't have that opportunity. It also allowed the students to get into our program faster, get out of the program faster, and get in the workforce.
The other thing is we were able to start offering them more semesters, which was really helpful. And being that, again, many of our students are on a part-time track because that's what they can manage and balance with their families and their work and everything else, they were able to make consistent progress each semester rather than having to wait for a course that's only offered once a year.
One of the key components of our grant was to develop an embedded credential in both our welding program and our machining program. We wanted these credentials to be employer-driven, so we wanted to receive input from the employers on what the entry-level needs were for our students, as well as have them commit to hiring the students in our programs with these credentials and work around their school schedule.
The benefit of the welding technician credential is that the students come in here, they go to school for 1 year, they learn multiple kinds of welding, blueprint reading, and it really gives them good employability skills within 1 year to get a good paying job.
Now what this does, this gives them incremental achievement along the way.
Those shorter term credentials are really helpful because they allow them to enter the workforce, to start getting some experience in that industry and apply those skills sooner than later.
Actually, what it's done for us, a lot of students come here with just the thought of saying, well, I just want to do the first year of the 1 year program. I want to see what it's about. And then as they get into this and they see the embedded credentials, they understand it makes them more valuable when they do go out and try to look for a job.
I've seen a real strong desire to learn and continue. In fact, it's actually resurrected our state apprenticeship program. We used to be heavy into it, and then we, several years, have kind of taken a break from it because the students and graduates didn't really want to continue on, and we've seen now that more of them are wanting to continue and go on, so we've resurrected that.
It allowed me to, when I applied for my first job, I got the job. I was so excited because I was so worried that I didn't have enough experience, that I wouldn't be able to do it. But just the courses, all the courses I took the first year before I applied for a job allowed me to get in, and I was told it was great. Like, my welds looked great, everything was great.
Another key component of the grant was employing Stacy, who's our academic support specialist for our manufacturing program. Stacy assists the students in blueprint reading, industrial math, and CNC programming.
But when Stacy came on, she's here many times a week. She's very flexible, she's adaptable. She's got a background that provides her with the knowledge base to help in a variety of areas, so she can make connections from the course content to other areas of their programs. I've had many students rave about how helpful that has been.
The students have said to me about working with Stacy that if it wasn't for her, I don't know if I would have made it through the program.
Stacy has been a wonderful addition to our area. I believe through Stacy's addition, we have been able to retain more students who at different times have been a little bit unsure of what some of these things were, have popped up in class. I quite often go down the hallway and I'll look in classrooms, I will see Stacy with 1, 2, 3, or multiple students. And I can just tell by what I see from my position, they are really engaged working with her because they really want to learn.
The welding simulator, we had received that as part of the TAA grant. What it does is it allows us to have the students get on the simulator before they actually get into the shop. And they don't have to deal with the real sparks in the welding shop. They don't have to deal with putting on all these jackets and helmets and everything like that. They can go on the simulator, kind of see what it's like. It also allows us to save on scrap material, because if a student has a better idea as to the angles, the wire speed, the voltage that they need to run, they'll have a better idea before they get in the shop by being on the simulator first.
One of the other components that we started to implement as part of this grant was credit for prior learning.
The TAACCCT grant has partnered with CALE to provide the tech college system guidance and support and training in the area of credit for prior learning. So we've been able to really increase momentum on the college campus of our implementation of an improved prior learning assessment infrastructure. There's a lot of buzz around the campus. The culture is changing, people are really embracing it, and we've really gotten a lot of traction, and that's really been because of the support of the TAACCCT grant and the help of CALE.
I knew that with the demand that we had locally for these high-skilled jobs, and if we were able to market and promote these programs well within Waukesha County, that we would be able to fill them. And the fact that we were able to actually double our enrollments in these areas, to me, is the biggest impact this grant has had on the college and on local industry and the students that were served in this grant.
I was Student of the Year and got an award for outstanding performance in the machine tool operation program. I would also receive the Tools to Succeed Kennedy Toolbox for the 2-year tool and die program.
With the structure that TAA had, I'm about to finish, and no worries, no stress, no bills, and I can walk out of here with my associate's degree. My accomplishments here would be gaining the knowledge. I also got on honor roll last year. I made it on the National Technical Honor Society. My time here has been amazing.